Ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to discuss with you a very important topic in agriculture, and that is integrated nutrient management, popularly known as INM system. INM system, which is also known as IPNS, that means integrated plant nutrient system, is a system which aims at improving and maintaining the fertility of the soil and also to increase the crop productivity to a level which is desired today by combining the applications of chemical fertilizers, organic manures, industrial wastes, organic wastes and other products of biological origin. The basic aim of INM is to reduce dependence on chemical fertilizers, to enhance the carbon status of the soils, to improve the fertility and soil health, to increase the nutrient use efficiency, and ultimately to increase the farm income of the farmers and at the same time to protect the environment. The INM or IPNS, as I said, is based on the concept that the crops receive their nutrition from natural pathways, and they are soil, water and air, and soil by far is the most important and the major nutrient supplier. But the natural pathways cannot meet the total nutrient requirement of the crops, and resultantly what happens that a nutrient consumption gap is built up in the soil and it has to be met immediately in order to sustain the crop productivity at the desired level. Now this nutrient gap consumption is generally met either through the application of the chemical fertilizers or organic manures or a combination of both. Now if we look at the nutrient balance sheet of the nutrients, we find that the total removal of nutrients by the crop in a year is around 32 million tons, whereas the addition of the nutrition or nutrients from different sources, say chemical fertilizers, farmyard manure, composts, biofertilizers, through other agricultural waste and through other sources, amounts to around 24.6 or say 25 million tons, with a net gap of around 7 million tons. Now the nutrient consumption gap is increasing. This is what we are observing from our studies and observations. Long term use of chemical fertilizers, these studies show, if not used judiciously, may impact the health of the soil. The chemical fertilizers are costly and in limited supply. Lot of non-renewable energy sources are being used in their manufacture. There are several pollution hazards which are associated with the use of the chemical fertilizers. But the organic sources, on the other hand, have been found to have a long-term beneficial effect on the soil productivity, on crop productivity, and at the same time in terms of the protection of the environment. Therefore, INM system is a very prudent and very efficient system of nutrient management in agriculture. Now if we have to go for INM system, we must know what are the different components of it. There are basically 4 components of INM system. First, the chemical fertilizers, second, the organic sources, third, the biofertilizers, and fourth is the use of legume crops. As I have already said that the farmers rely more on the chemical fertilizers. Why? Because the application of chemical fertilizers show an immediate, visible and spectacular effect on the crop yields. But the problem is that their non-judicious use over a longer period of time destroys the soil fertility and impair soil health. They are costly and in limited supply, and irony is that the fertilizer use efficiency under field situations is very low. For example, in case of nitrogenous fertilizers, the fertilizer use efficiency is around 20 to 40%. In case of phosphatic fertilizers, the phosphorus use efficiency is 15 to 20%. In case of potassic fertilizers, the fertilizer use efficiency is 50 to 60%. And INM is a system which aims directly at increasing the fertilizer use efficiency and improving the soil health. The second component of INM is organic sources. Now, these organic sources are of biological origin, and they have the advantage, unlike the chemical fertilizers, that they are the sources of several major, secondary and micronutrients. The organic sources like cattle dung, crop residues, industrial solids and other organic wastes can be easily converted into FYM or compost, vermicompost, etc. for use in agriculture. All the organic sources are environmental friendly and they improve soil health and crop productivity. Now, there are different organic sources including crop residues, urban compost, biofertilizers and leguminous crops. Now, the crop residues, the studies show, and if you look at the statistics, and many of you must be knowing that around 100 million tons of the crop residues annually are being added to the soil, and in the process they add around 2.5 million tons of the nutrients. The urban solids has a great potential, but unfortunately so far only 6 to 7 million tons of the urban solid is being converted into urban compost and being used in agriculture every year. There are different biofertilizers and leguminous crops which are also important components of INM. Now, if we talk of the biofertilizers, they are bacteria, fungi or algae which improve the nutrient status of the soil by fixation of these nutrients in the soil or mobilization of these nutrients. For example, there are certain bacteria, they fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil. There could be symbiotic nitrogen fixers, asymbiotic nitrogen fixers and associative nitrogen fixers. Similarly, there are certain bacteria and fungi which solubilize the phosphorus, or they absorb the phosphorus and in turn make it available in the soil for the plant growth. And there is a set of microorganisms which are very useful and helpful in the decomposition of the organic residues, which in the process, that means in the process of decomposition, these organic residues, they release certain growth promoting hormones which are very essential and very important in the growth of the crop plants. So that is why we say that biofertilizers by far are one of the most important components of INM, because they help in the biological nitrogen fixation, help in the phosphorus mobilization, solubilization, and also in the process of organic matter decomposition. They also increase the fertilizer use efficiency, which is the biggest limitation with the chemical fertilizers. They are cost effective, they are renewable energy sources and nutrient sources, they are eco friendly, and that is why they help in the protection of the environment. That is why we say that the biofertilizers use should be promoted in agriculture. But if we look at the production statistics, we see that today in the country around 20,000 tons of the biofertilizers are being produced. There are about 164 biofertilizer manufacturing or producing units, but unfortunately they are working at a 1/3 capacity of their total installed capacity, and the total installed capacity is 67,000 tons per annum, whereas we are producing only 20,000 tons of the biofertilizers. If we look, the zone wise production and the consumption is also highly skewed. About 90% of the biofertilizers are being produced and consumed in southern and the western states of the country, and only 10 to 11% of the biofertilizers are being produced and consumed in the north and eastern parts of the country. Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh are the major users of the biofertilizers. And among the different types of biofertilizers, P solubilizers, they contribute almost 45 to 50% of their use. The INM therefore calls upon that the biofertilizer use should be improved in agriculture. The fourth component is the use of the leguminous crops, because the leguminous crops have the advantage, or they have the characteristic of fixing atmospheric nitrogen in the soil through bacteria which are present in the nodules in the root system of the leguminous crops. These leguminous crops can be used directly as green manures, or they can be intercropped with the other crops, or they can be included safely in the prevailing crop rotations. Studies show that in the country about 5 million tons of the NPK is contributed through the organic sources, which can be easily increased up to 8 million tons. Therefore, INM is a very efficient system of nutrient management in the soil in crop production, and effort should be made for their effective adoption by the farming community. Now, there are certain issues in that, and these issues, if I list some of them or discuss with you. The first is that the composting of agricultural and industrial waste should be boosted, it should be enhanced, and there is a great potential that exists. Green manuring, which is a well known technology with the farming community, needs popularization. One of the basic problems with the green manuring crops is the availability of seed. That means if we have to popularize the green manures, the seed production of green manuring crops should be strengthened. The farming community must be educated about the benefits of INM, because they are the end users. If they know the benefit of INM, there is no problem in their popularization, and I feel that the services of line departments, say for example soil survey and land use planning department and organization, and likewise like institutions, should be used for implementing the INM programs. So if we take all these things into consideration, I am very hopeful that the INM can be very easily popularized with the Indian farming community. Thank you very much.